please give a big round of applause for Bruce Molsky and Ollie Möller.
Hello, hello, welcome. Thank you. Thanks so very much. It's so wonderful to be back here again in Lincoln with you all. It's been a few years for me, and maybe never for Ollie Möller, my dear friend and brilliant colleague, came all the way from Sweden for this very show.
Please make him welcome.
So we play a little bit of old-time music for you, and this and that, some Scandinavian music, and just have a good time. So that's the plan, anyway. So we're going to slow it down, and certain topics have to be covered during a folk music concert. This next tune is about an insect. I learned it from my fiddle hero. His name was Thomas Jefferson Jarrell. His father was Benjamin Franklin Jarrell. I'm not making that up. In fact, I think his son was also Benjamin Franklin Gerald, but it gets kind of confusing. Anyway, we all called him Tommy. This is called the Boll Weevil. Have a seat.
Boll Weevil said to the farmer, "You better treat me right. I'll eat up all your cotton, sleep in your granary tonight." Boll Weevil said to the farmer, "Don't need your Ford machine. I'll eat up all your cotton, can't buy no gasoline." I seen a spider crawling up and down the wall. He must have been going get his ashes off. I don't see no water, but I'm about to drown. I don't see no fire, but I'm burning down. Boll Weevil said to the farmer, "You better treat me right. I'll eat up all your cotton, sleep in your granary tonight."
Möller.
This is Bruce Molsky. Thank you so much. Great to be here. I just got off the boat, so to speak. Well, at Newark. What a treat to play with you again, Bruce. We've been friends for many years. We met, well, I think it was about the time of the the latter part of the Napoleon War or something. Anyway, in Sweden, I met this guy sitting, jamming on his fiddle in the lobby of an hotel, and I said, let's play something, and that's what it's been ever since. Great. Many years ago, I came over to play with Bruce. He lived at that time not in Beacon, in the Hudson, where he lives now, but in D.C., in Washington. I slept in his working office. There was a book, American Ballads, and I checked it out, and there was some lyrics that I liked. I like love songs. And it just struck me that the rhythm of the lyrics suits perfect with the Swedish, very old traditional bagpipe tune. So I asked Bruce, how about singing an American old ballad to a Swedish melody? And he said, yeah. So we play that one, the Venjan Long Dance. I play on a shepherd whistle.
Time has passed and leaves are green. The seasons past that we have seen. Farewell, my love, and well you know I love the ground whereon you go. But fare you well, my own times have passed and I wish you well. Still I hope for days to come when you and I shall live as one. Black is the color of my true love's hair. Her cheeks are like some rosy fair. The prettiest little eyes and the neatest hands. I love the ground whereon she stands. But fare you well, my own true love. Times have passed and I wish you well. Still I hope for days
Thank you. I have to ask you a geography question. Are we anywhere, because I'm from away, not as far away as him, but far. Are we anywhere near Chelsea, Vermont? No. Okay. Well, I got a new guitar and it was made in Chelsea, Vermont. I was going to brag on it. It's nice to play it in its home state at any rate. I know. Well, a wonderful guitar builder named Michael Möller made that, and it's a froggy bottom, if any of you know about that. And I'm having a really hard time putting it down. I always keep it close by now.
Sounds great. When I remember when we were quite new to each other, Bruce, we found out that we really were enthusiastic about changing and swapping music from our different traditions. And Bruce actually have now a big following in Sweden and Finland and Norway. Very popular over there. Please come and live with us.
Don't tempt me.
But anyway, very early in our friendship, Bruce said to me, I learned a great howling from a friend of ours, a mutual friend, great fiddler, Elika Frisell. And she taught me this howling, you said, and I want us to play it. I think we can do something good out of it. And he started to teach me the tune. And after a while, I was sort of starting correcting him. And he said, look, I'm teaching you the tune. Oh. But I said, I composed that tune. Yeah.
He thinks it's funny.
Yeah. They like it too, Bruce. Yeah. Well, anyway, we'll play, of course, we'll play that tune and add, of course, some old-time stuff. Yeah. What will that be?
That'll be a tune from Kentucky, which I did not write, and it's called Duck River. So Ollie's tune that he wrote was called The Fox Howling, and this is Duck River, so we just call this set Fox and Duck.
I will start, though, as an introduction and play this, like I mentioned before, the shepherds back home herding cattle in the summer had their own style of music, very ancient and a great source of inspiration for any of us. And one of their instruments is this fascinating flute. It's quite neat because it doesn't have any fingering holes. So you use a special technique called just play anyway. You have to control your breathing and play on the harmonics. So here we go. Sometimes I find a few good notes, sometimes not.
Oh, boy. What fun. There is a little bit of real estate in the aisles if you feel like dancing. I'm not sure we're insured for that, but... So we're going to follow this up and take things a little bit further to the south, to Cajun country, and play you something that kind of adapted from a recording made for the Library of Congress in the 1930s of a fiddler by the name of Wayne Perry. Any Wayne Perry fans in the audience? No, I didn't think so. He was just a rural fiddler that was recorded for the Archive of Folk Song, and he had a really distinct, unique, kind of fearless style, and made a really beautiful mess of a lot of tunes that were more familiar before he got his hands around them. But this is a waltz, and it's a very special waltz because if you know anything about music, waltzes count to a beats of 3. This is a waltz that counts to 5 beats, and it's all math, and that's all I can tell you. But if you do choose to stand up and dance, please be really, really careful. So on top of this tune, Ollie was kind of inspired by the odd timing of it, and so he wrote a piece to go with it. So it's the first tune is called the Valse Acadienne, the Acadian Waltz, and Ollie's very interesting piece is called the Oddish Polska. I can count to 3 for the next minute. 1, 2. stuck the landing. Well, it's, as I say, such a great privilege and a joy to have Ollie on this side of the water with us, and we're going to ask him to play us some kind of interesting solo, which I'm sure he'll describe to you.
Tonight I've chosen to play on this one. This is, as you can see, a cow's horn. And cow's horns were also used by the shepherds herding, and not as a musical instrument, but as an implement of communication. So actually, they could signal from one side of the valley up in the mountains to the other. And they had lots of signals, and each signal had a distinct meaning, like, watch out, there's a wolf coming, or I've lost 2 goats, have you seen them? So quite fantastic, yeah. There is. But no. I never joke. Anyway, so quite intricate. And this instrument should actually be played up in the mountains, a misty morning, over the lake or in a valley. It sounds fantastic. But I love this instrument. Yeah. But all these signals is fascinating for me, and it's regarded to be actually the very beginning of the Swedish Ericsson mobile phone industry. I play you a couple of signals, and this was culture mainly from women, because women and children were herding while the men were doing other things, having fun, going to the pub. No, hard work back in those days. Anyway, especially one of the women, Ris Kerstin, was known that she was so clever on this simple instrument that she could also play for dancing on it. And I'll do my best.
He needs to catch his breath. But there's a whole herd of cattle outside the door.
Sorry, boys. Sold out tonight.
So we're going to play a couple of tunes for you from, as we do a lot of the sets of music we put together, they're not from places that are geographically close, but there really ought to be a border between Quebec and Canada and Finland. Yeah, you hadn't been there either. But we met a very nice woman from Finland named Katarina, so we're going to send this wherever you are. We know you're there. Hi. We're going to send this second tune. Well, you can have them both, but the second one especially for you, because I give you the opportunity to laugh at my pitiful pronunciation of the title. Gamle Borolops Polskan. Man, hey, be nice. I got the car keys. Yeah. The first tune is a four-hand reel. So.
Sorry, just joking.
Yeah.
Kiitos ja anteeksi, Katarina.
Well, we're going to play one more little set for you. Are you enjoying yourself so far? Well, great pleasure to be back here again, and especially to have this cat with me. So we take a little break. We understand there are some comestibles downstairs in the basement. So if you'd like to have a little food therapy, a little oxygenation therapy, we have a very special retail therapy opportunity. Ali and I just released a brand new recording right before the beginning of this, and we have some very first thousands of copies out there in the table. Please come down, sign the mailing list, and I send out a monthly newsletter about every 6 months, so don't worry, because we're busy. But come over and say hello, it'd be great.
Yeah.
And we'll be back for another set of music, and promise not to play anything in the second set that we played in the first set, unless we forget. So, how you doing there, Ollie? All right?
I'm fine. I don't know what we're playing, but whatever.
You made the set list, man. The first tune in this set is a traditional tune from Mississippi, and it's called Dusty Miller. But for obvious reasons, we've had to rename this set, and it's the Dusty Möller set.
Many people are asking me for what kind of instrument I'm playing. Are you curious or not? Yeah, they are. Anyway, in our tradition, fiddle music doesn't have any accompaniment from plucked instrument, but I think that's a good idea to do that. So many years ago, I started playing with the traditional fiddlers. At that time, I played Greek music, so I used the Greek bouzouki, but find it a bit too hard in tone. So we started making this. So luthiers in Sweden have helped me to develop this Nordic sitten bouzouki mandola thing. And over the years, this is actually my number 16. So I'm lucky because I just give back the old one and say, give me a new one with these features, you know. So there's a couple of features here, including the very low drone, which gives a heavy bass if needed, and we've added some top strings and some quick tuners, so I can just go with all the tunings that Bruce is using, something we have in common in old time and Nordic music. Also added extra frets because, like in the upcoming tune, there are many notes that you won't find on the piano because they're in between. We call them quarter tones. Very bluesy. That's an old tradition back home. Dusty Möller set, and then interval.
And then cookies.
Yeah, that's very important to know. If you don't have a CD player, you can buy our CD because you can eat it, actually. It's. I tried it this morning. It's lovely.
It's made of billions of microplastics.
Thank you. See you in a minute.
Did you have a nice break? Did you have a cookie? Man, I had two and I'm flying. So some tunes are cool because they're cool tunes. Some tunes are cool because they have a good melody and a good title. And we're going to lead off the second set with Throw the Old Cow Over the Fence.
Mule, good and put saddle on. Whoa, mule.
That second tune was called Whoa Mule Couldn't Put the Saddle On.
I have a question for you. Have you ever suffered from jet lag? I've found the perfect cure for it. Play with Molsky. It helps.
Which button? This button. Yeah. Here's just a very old favorite tune of mine. It comes from probably from English tradition, but it's just a song about a shoemaker who loses his job making shoes by hand to the machinery of the Industrial Revolution. And in the original text of the tune, he's quite happy about it and goes on to, I don't know, work in McDonald's. I'm not sure what he does. But I decided that the lyrics were too happy, so I rewrote them and made them sad. And this is called Pagan Doll.
In 1801, pagan all. In 1801, pagan all. In 1801, pagan shoes was all I done. I'm gonna lay me down my pagan all. In 1802, pagan all. In 1802, pagan all. In 1802, pagan shoes was all I do. I'm gonna lay me down my pagan all. In 1803, pagan all. In 1803, pagan all. In 1803, pagan shoes was all you see. I'm gonna lay me down my pagan all. They've invented a new machine, pagan all. They've invented a new machine, pagan all. They've invented a new machine. I peg one shoe, it pegs 15. gonna lay me down my all my begging all.
Hey, I may have to move to Vermont. It's, because y'all are so nice. And because unbeknownst to me,
Sweden. Sweden is calling.
Vermont isn't in Sweden?
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm happy.
No, because I ran into a very dear colleague, friend, amazing musician, Matt Flinner, who a lot of you know, and he's here, and I'm just honored that you're here, Matt, if you're still here, even if you're not. Also, I'm talking about instruments. I had no idea that the gentleman who made this fiddle bow, who is also from Vermont, came tonight, and I'm honored to have met Eben Bodach Turner, who made this beautiful violin bow. So, I mean, all this didn't happen. This wasn't an intentional series of events in my life, but I'm just being kind of forced further and further north, and that's fine. New York State isn't bad. So, that. You.
That one.
I grew up in the South, Bronx. And I used to cruise the record stores. And there was one in particular when I was a teenager called Spinning Disc near the Grand Concourse, if that rings a bell with anybody. I'm seeing some head shaking. And I picked up a record one time because I picked it up because I liked the cover and because it was in the dusty back bins where nobody looks, so I figured it must be at least interesting. And it was a picture of a beautiful African woman in a sarong with a baby in one arm and a machine gun in the other. And it just, I kind of went, whoa. And it was called Africa and Revolutionary Music, and turned out to be a record of really beautiful choral revolutionary music from the southern part of Africa in the 1960s. And it had so much vibe and soul and spirit in it. And it just kind of moved me to write a piece of music on the guitar. And it's called Brothers and Sisters.
Thank you. Great music, Bruce.
And right back at you.
I've been very much to Africa playing. I've got many friends there, so this music means a lot to me. Another part of the world that means a lot to me musically is Norway, especially a valley in South Norway where they have really ancient old music that has a special vibe to it, and special scales and modes, as we say. I like everything they do, but one thing is missing: the wild swing of Bruce Molsky. So I'll challenge Bruce to learn one of these crazy tunes and give it a swing. He has a humslien, and of course, like he always does, he would add some old-time music on top of that. But we start in Norway.
Don't tell anybody.
Tell everyone.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Well, there was a lot of great music collected out there over many places, many years, and some of you might be familiar with a guy named Art Rosenbaum. He did some collecting on his own, just blues and ragtime and gospel and all kinds of music, and he was a great artist. And he collected some music down in North Carolina from a woman named Ida Craig, and she was singing a really unique melody to a well-known gospel song called "Sit Down, Servant," and I've always just kind of been taken by the directness and the spirituality of it. But I sang this, and Ollie wrote a piece of music to go with it, which would you say it's Norwegian in nature?
Actually inspired by the music you just heard. It's not as wild, but it has the same tonality, and it was very inspiring to my dear friend Bruce. So it's Bruce's Hulling. Hulling is a male solo dance. Nowadays, everyone who wants to dance it, but it's really, if you see heavy street dancing, it's very much like that, very acrobatic. So since he's playing the fiddle, he's not allowed to do those things, but after the show. But first a song.
Yeah, you really need good knees to dance the Holling dance. The music is much safer. God bless.
Sit down, servant, sit down. Sit down, servant, sit down. Sit down, servant, sit down. Sit down and rest a while. Oh, tell me who you're looking for. Sit down. Tell me who you're looking for. Sit down. Tell me who you're looking for. Sit down. Sit down and rest a while. I'm a looking for my mother. Sit down. Looking for my mother. Sit down. Looking for my mother. Sit down. Sit down and rest a while. She's been gone for such a long time. Sit down. Gone for such a long time. Sit down. Gone for such a long time. Sit down. Sit down and rest a while. Oh, when I see my mother, I'll sit down. When I see my mother, I'll sit down. When I see my mother, I'll sit down. Sit down and rest a while. Gonna tell my mother howdy. Sit down. Tell my mother howdy. Sit down. Tell my mother howdy. Sit down. Sit down and rest a while. Oh, howdy, mother, howdy. Sit down. Howdy, mother, howdy. Sit down. Howdy, mother, howdy. Sit down. Sit down and rest a while.
I have one complaint. It's gone too quick. We got one more on the official set list for you. But before we play it, we want to give just a big, huge thanks to Beth, to everybody the volunteers that made this amazing food, everybody for making us welcome. A big extra hand for Sean at the sound iPad. And of course, the biggest thanks goes to all of you for supporting live music in your community. You got this incredibly special thing happening here, and it's just thank you for that. Also, to my dear pal, Ali Möller, for making the trip over here.
Thank you. Thank you. You guys made it worth every mile of traveling and every minute of waiting at airports. I'd like to thank you also for coming the same day as we were here, because it makes a big difference, actually. And to be serious, I mean, more every day with age, I love all people who put a lot of work into organizing live sessions. Real musicians in front of real audience. I mean, I might be a bit old and sentimental, but I think this is better than YouTube.
So we'll finish with a set of tunes that's from another very sparsely visited region, and it's North Carolina and Finland this time.
So it's time to finish.
Time to oh God.
Sorry for that.
You should be. Thanks, everybody.
Down the road, I got a sugar babe down the road. Down the road, mile and a half, swap my horse for a cow and a calf. Down the road, I got a sugar babe down the road. Ida Red. I'm going crazy about Ida Red. Down the road, I got a sugar babe down the road. I bought me a horse, gonna make me a sled. I'm gonna ride with Ida Red. Down the road, I got a sugar babe down the road. I can't see all them pretty girls looking at me. Down the road, I got a sugar babe down the road. Down the road, I got a sugar babe down the road.
Bruce Molsky, ladies and gentlemen.
And Mr. Ollie Möller.
Time to get serious here.
You are very kind. We love you madly. Oh, tack. Tusen tack.
It's in D. So it's fun to try new things. You're all so nice. We're going to play a piece of music. I get inspired by a lot of music that comes out from unexpected angles. This was from a recording of a gospel group from Ghana, made in the 1980s. I don't know what it is about guns and music, but the name of the CD was The Guitar and the Gun. This is all not on purpose. But anyway, this is just it's got a beautiful vibe, and I put a little bit of it on the guitar, and Ollie and I just been messing around with it, so we thought we'd mess around with it with you, if that's okay. I can't pronounce the name. It's in the Twi language, if anybody happens to speak that. Ooh, this feels good. Sit out like this.
In what state was this guitar made?
This guitar was made in Vermont. Didn't you hear me?
I heard that. They want to hear it again. That's why. Patriots. All right, just
All right. But can you get back? All right. Get serious here.
you can start so you remember on the fly.